welcome to Jamie's vlog, and you're probably wondering where I am right now. You're quite high up, as you can see, and I can step away from the camera. Look, no hands. Well, I thought I would like to share with you something. And have you ever gone to the cinema and sat there and wondered how the technology behind it all works? Well, for 12 years of my life, I have been a projectionist. Now today, I've come back for one last shift just to cover a local cinema here in Great Yarmouth. And obviously, because I've worked around various places, down in Essex, London, all up in Cardiff, Wales, and here in Yarmouth, Lowestoft, Norwich. Anyway, enough of that. So I thought I'd just show you how the magic really works. And the trouble is, projectionists, the projection job is a dying trade now, because it's now getting surpassed and took over by digital projection, which I'll show you one of them in a little while. But first, this is where I am. I am in a projection room, and I'm going to take you for a little tour around what goes on with the films. Okay, so I'm kind of behind the camera now, forgive me. This is one of the projection rooms here at Great Yarmouth, and I really wanted to show you all the stuff that goes on with regards to, you know, the actual ins and outs of the actual projection room. So here is what we have: a film print. This is a film print, and this is actually happy feet, as you can see. And what we normally do is have these come in separate reel boxes, and what they are is they're normally around about 20-minute reels, okay, on each. Normally, but sometimes they're smaller, sometimes they might be kind of a bit larger. I don't believe they go over 22 minutes each, but if you look closely at this area here, forgive all the noises and stuff, there you go. If you see here, this is reel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, okay? And what happens is, when what we call lace the projector, we lace the projector up, we take this ring out here, this ring comes out, and then we normally pop this thing here, known as a module, sometimes a CNR, and that normally sits in there. There we go. So if I take that off, pop that there. This then goes through, see, it's quite, there you go, so I'll move the camera there. That then goes there and sits through there, okay? It's quite an knack to it. And what will happen is, that will follow the film path all the way around these rollers, okay? You can see, look, there's a path written on there, up, 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 and then over to the actual film projector. Okay, and then I want to show you what actually happens next through the film projector. Okay, so next, after you've done the actual film lace of the platter, which was the unit back over there, also known as a cake stand, because, well, actually, if you look, okay, they are pretty much like a cake stand. So, obviously a lot bigger. So, after that, what we do is, we have the film runs through here. You can see this all unclipping. Can you see that? Let's check you can see that. So, there you go, you can see all the gubbins in there. Okay, and what happens here is the film comes in to the top, hooks around here, then goes through here, down here, around here, up here, down here, around here, down here, then down here and out. Okay, that was kind of a quick session to show you, because obviously this is where it gets, this is a bit like, how can I explain it? Kind of a bit like threading a sewing machine or something. And that's why they call it lacing the projector, okay? And it's been a standard thing in the industry for so many years now. This here area here is where the film goes through. And what we've got here is a lamp. And in this one, I believe it's a 1.6K lamp. Some cinemas, big cinemas in London particularly, have 7 or even 10K lamp houses. That's 10,000 watts of power. If you think your 40-watt lamp, imagine what a 10,000 watt is like. So anyway, the light shines through here, and in here there's a little shutter that goes around. Okay, film drops through here. As the shutter blade comes down, okay, this film will drop and then stop. As it opens, it will shine the light on the screen, okay, out through the lens, which is here, okay. And then, as the blade comes back around again, the film will start to move and shift down, and then the next frame will do the same. It'll show itself again and go through, okay. And that's pretty much how that works. Now, you remember in old movies? When you used to have that classic, the soundtrack would sort of dip, you know, like a sort of, that's to do with this bit here, okay? What happens here is, this is all a dampening area, okay? What happens is, if there's a bad join or something on the film print, as it goes through here, this is balanced up, and if these drop down, these were put in to dampen the sound from stop doing that. But years ago, they never used to have this sort of thing. It used to be slightly different. And so what would happen is, the reader here would actually kind of, it's like, you know, when you tape, an old cassette tape would have a bit of wavery, I don't know, distortion in it because there's creases in the actual tape. It's kind of the same with film. And so they introduced these dampening rollers to stop that sort of thing. This is an analog system in here. But in the other screens, we actually have a digital sound located, which is done slightly different. And I'll show you this sound on the film now. Okay, so the next bit I wanted to show you is actually the film print itself, okay? If you look carefully at this, if I show you, it's going to be quite hard to see. This is actually 35mm film. It's made out of polyester. And they use this is the same sort of material that they use on lamps. That you'll see in a theatre. That, you know, the coloured gels to colour the stage. It can take a lot of heat. If you think that stage lamp's 5,000 watt normally. So obviously, if it stops in the film gate, what I explained earlier, and the shutter was open, you had a film jam. What would happen is you'd get the classic burn. You do still get that you see in movies when they put the burn on the screen. But if you carefully look, if I show you. It's going to be very hard to see this, but on this side here, you can see all the sprockets. If I just focus you a little bit more, so you can see. There you go. Right, there we are. So you can see that there's something on this. Okay, you can see there's clearly something. This is actually, I believe, Ice Age, an old trailer from Ice Age. And if I show you here, in between the sprockets, you can see. And by the sprockets, you can see there's a line. If I run this back up this way, you can see there's wavery lines on it. See that? See the wavery lines here? Okay. That's actually a waveform, which is analog sound, which I explained was in the screen I just showed you. But if you look closely on this bit here, this is going to be very difficult to show you. But on this bit located here, okay, is in between these sprockets. There's actually loads of code which the digital readers read, okay, and it's all digital sound, loads of ones and zeros, binary code, which the Dolby Digital readers would then convert into Dolby Digital, effectively, you know, convert it into a sound form so you can hear it in the cinema. And that's how a majority of cinemas have actually ended up being for quite some time. Okay, there's not very many that have got analog sound still. Like I said, this cinema particularly has digital sound in most of its screens, and it's been around for almost, well, it has been around for 20 years now, at least, Dolby Digital. So, and that's why the sound improved over the years and got louder as well, because obviously with digital sound, there's a lot more dynamic and stuff to boost, give the oomph, if you know what I mean. So, okay, what I've done is I've had to swap the camera over, so you're on my mobile phone at the moment, due to the battery dying on the other one. Seems to me for not charging it, wasn't it? Anyway, so I mentioned digital projectors. that are now coming in, and I want to show you one here. Okay, here we go. This is a digital projector. Come over here. I'll move the camera, the other camera, and this is a digital projector. Okay, here we go. Look at this beauty. Okay, there's a computer in the back here. This is actually quite an old one now. So it's been a couple of years. This screen comes on here, and we can program the formats, like how the screen sizes and everything, and various other things. Around then down here, obviously, is the server itself. You can see there, if you look closer here, and there you go. You can see it all programmed up, and it's all touch screen as well. So you can see it's all locked out at the moment because basically it's what it's doing is it's basically program scheduled in. I'll show you that here. It's all scheduled. There you go. Okay. So at the moment we're actually playing digital ads and trailers in here, but the film has been moved into here. It is 35mm, so it's a bit more difficult to obviously play. You know, you can take off the schedule. I'll take the schedule off. Okay, you can now see there's buttons, just like your normal home DVD player or something appeared, and you can basically start and stop it, pause it, fast forward it. All the programming is done here. If you look carefully, you can see it's literally like when you do a film. When you do a film with a manual projector 35mm, you start running, you know, the classic 10-9-8-7-6 film reel, and then when it gets to 3 it goes off. That's the same. What you do here is you program in 10 seconds of black, and then it'll start take the house lights down, change the lens if needed, turn the lamp on, change the masking, which is the black curtains right beside the screen, so it goes into cinemascope or flat, whatever it's in. House lights down, stage lights down, open the dowser, which is a shutter contained within all projectors, okay, to stop the light going through and burning the film again. And then it turns the Dolby unit to the format it needs to play the sound. And then away we go. If you look here, there's a Hollywood logo, okay? And then just further down, you've got Pirates in 3D. Okay, I apologise about the focus, it's not brilliant. But that's it, that's pretty much, and that's pretty much how it works in cinema. Okay, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little Jamie's vlog. Take care.